The latest is unconfirmed reports. From the New South Wales Police, we have known for something like almost an hour now, they have confirmed that the siege is over. But they have not confirmed whether the gunman is alive or dead, and they have not confirmed reports that we've seen that 2 people are dead. We have seen with our own eyes on the footage that's come out that a number of people are wounded, but we don't know yet whether it's one of those hostages, whether it's one of the police who stormed the building, or whether the 2 dead that are being reported include the gunman. In fact, we haven't heard from the police a confirmation that 2 are dead. So all the information that we have is unconfirmed, except for what we see with our own eyes from the footage that has come out of the scene from the Channel 7 cameras right there.
And Sydney-siders haven't seen anything like this before, have they, Irris?
No, they haven't. All parts of it are strange to Australians. A siege involving a so self-styled Muslim cleric who turns out, in fact, to be a man with a record, a criminal record, but not involving violence against, people in this kind of context. So he is perhaps someone who has lost his mind over the last little while, just changing affiliation, I have read, from Shia Muslim to Sunni Muslim within the past week. And for Sydney to watch this in the run-up to Christmas, in the heart of its central business district, has just left everyone shocked. The police were shocked, journalists were shocked, every single person that I spoke to today on the street around the scene, and even as I was coming back home, has been shocked. It's just not what goes on in Australia. These are scenes from the Middle East, people kept saying to me when they learnt that I report in the Middle East. They said, we're not used to this here.
It appears, though, that the gunman acted alone. Do you think that perhaps people might be, if I can put it this way, reassured by that?
Yes, but because I've just been listening to people who you might call on the edge of being shock jocks, and they are calling for all Muslim people committing offences to be locked up, waiting in case they do something like this. So yes, it is reassuring us, I would say, for most Australians, that this was a man acting on his own and perhaps reaching some personal nadir, but carrying so many Australians, to their deaths, 2 Australians, as it's now being reported, to their deaths with him. But for another sector of Australian, to people who talk about these things, people like this should be locked up preemptively, and I think that's the debate that Australia's going to have now. He was a man who was known to police. He had a record, though not a record of violence like this. He was, it's alleged, he's on bail for being involved with the death of his ex-wife. But that's still not a political violence. And would you lock up someone like that in case they commit political violence? I think that's going to be what Australia debates in the next few days in the lead up to Christmas.
And